Okay, hello. I'm going to do a video on Ohio. I'm going to break down some of the hidden meaning I think that's in there to do with Ohio. I watch Jurassic Liars quite a bit, and he's always um, going on about Ohio. Um, but I'm going to look at it in a different way, and I'm also going to show you. Well, I mean, let me just explain it the way I'm going to explain it, and you can make your own mind up really what you think about it. Ohio. Okay, the first thing we need to do with Ohio is we need to look at the um, man. There's so much to get through here. Hang on. Let's look at the anagram now for Ohio. Right. Ohio. Right. All I really can get out of that is who I, or at least that's what I'm getting out of it. Who I. Who am I? Yeah. One of the main questions that you probably would ask yourself when you're looking at what this place is who am I and what is this place? Yeah, who and what, and maybe why as well. So it's question marks. Um, Interestingly enough, Rain Man, he does the um, Abbott and Costello sketch in there all the time. The who's on first, what's on second. Um, that's interesting because actually, well, I'll just mention this right now. Um, who is first, right? And then what's on second. If you look at where the SoFi Stadium is, it's in Inglewood, right? But right next to Inglewood, you've got Compton and Watts and Torrance, I think, is there as well. So we've got a nice little uh, reference back to The Shining as well. But you see how that is? Who's on first? Watts on second. Look how close Watts is to the SoFi Stadium. That was just interesting. And I think the 213 area code is also in that area. Just some interesting stuff to mention there with the start of this video. But let's get back to the Ohio, right? So we've got this who am I, this idea of who am I, right? And so if the Hoover, yeah, the who with the V, this is the dam, the face of the dam here, yeah, this is the womb, the fictional womb where we're trapped in the matrix, right? So this is the who. Okay, and the I, well, the I is at the bottom of the who, yeah? So the I is the birthing canal, the place where you're born from, the vesica Pisces. This is at the bottom of the dam, okay? This is the control system. You can flip it up either way, it's still the control system. It's either the dam that you're trapped in or the pyramid of power that you're trapped in. So it's it's like a perfect um, analogy for the fictional control system. Now, what do I want to say? Where do I want to go from here? Because we've got some more interesting stuff with this Ohio, right? Because Ohio is the Buckeye State, yeah. And where does this thing show up on? On the dollar bill, yeah. Let me go to it in case you, for some reason, you haven't seen my other videos, right? But if you go to the dollar bill, here it is. Coincidentally, again, following on from some other videos here, this dollar bill, if you flip this thing over, right, both sides are up the right way. If you go to the quarter now, that's also got Washington's head on it, and you flip the quarter, the eagle is up the other way on the quarter, yeah. It's like flipped up the wrong way. So is that a message there saying, hang on a minute, look at this thing up the other way for the true meaning, yeah? So I mean, it just gets you thinking about it, doesn't it? Why is that? Why is the quarter up the wrong? Why is the flip side of the quarter up the wrong way? And this, maybe we should be looking at this the other way up. Okay. Now, Okay, you can see what I'm talking about. This is the dam. If this was up the other way around, this is the dam, and this is the Vesica Pisces at the bottom of the dam. Here's the Pat Tillman Bridge. This is the eye on the buck. This is the $1 bill. This is a buck. So this is the buck eye. Okay, this is the buck eye right here, the place where we are born from. Again, yes, it is God. God is the place where we are born from. So you can wrangle it any which way you want, but that's what it is. So where do I go from here? So it's the Buckeye State. Let's go back to the flag real quick. Where's the flag at? Somewhere right here, I think. Let's go back to the flag because I turned it up this way for a reason. Well, I didn't turn it up this way. It was already turned up this way. I think I saw that it said somewhere that this is the only flag that is not rectangular. Okay, it's got this little cut out and it's got a bit of a wedge shape to it as well. Let's break this thing down real quick because again we've got the same pyramid with the eye in the center. Yeah, this is the eye. This is also the balanced man in the center of here. Yeah, because this is the blood moon. And when we have the blood moon, we have the flesh over the bones. When we have that blood moon, we've got balance. Yeah, that means that the earth is between the sun and the moon. Earth is man. Earth is between the sun and the moon, right? And that creates the blood moon. That is when we are balanced. When it's the other way around, and when the moon goes in front of the sun, now we have the black pearl. Okay, we have the corona formed. Okay, so slight differences, but this is the balanced man. But the problem is with the balanced man here is he's stuck inside. He's stuck inside the blue, which is the fictional waters, yeah, of the of the triangle, of the dam, of the womb of the fictional control system, the matrix. Look who he's surrounded by. He's surrounded by other white stars, other moon type characters, fictional characters here, or characters that we would call NCP, non-player characters, people that are completely controlled by the fiction. That's what these people would be. These are little mini moons. Yeah, Agent Smiths. So we have this. So we have him inside here, right? And interestingly enough, a lot of people I've heard before as well. This has been called the snake as well, just because of the way it looks. But let's look at negative space again, which I forgot to mention last time in my other video. But let's look at this negative space here. This is where man should be. There's nothing here. Yeah, we've got one triangle here. We need the other triangle, which should be red and white, to balance the blue fiction. But there's nothing here. It's empty space, completely absent. So we're still waiting on this thing to be born into this negative space here. It's very interesting. And I'll tell you another thing. We've got one tower here. We've got another tower here. Towers 1 and 2. And we've got Tower 7 right here. This is interesting. And we've got the idea again of just the direction of these things running. Is that this missing portion here, if we continued these lines on, we'd get the devil's pitchfork, but what we'd get is we'd get the 3 into 1 again. We get the Holy Trinity. But unfortunately, this bottom part of the flag here is missing, or whatever would be down here is missing. And so I guess we can assume from that this is incomplete here. So we're waiting on the birth really for this to be completed, for these three things to join up, for man to be counterbalancing the fiction. Unfortunately, right here it's in the fiction. So this whole flag with Ohio is super important. Yeah, this is the Buckeye. Yeah, the same thing that is on the dollar bill, the buck. Why do I mean? I don't see a huge amount of Ohio references myself. And it's like if you start, I guess if I started looking for them, I'd probably see a lot more. This is something that JL sees a lot of. I can't remember what else I wanted to say about this. There was something else that I was going to say about this. For the life of me, I can't remember right now what that was. I think I've covered most of it anyway. It'll come to me after the blooming video, as it normally does, what I forgot to put in here. Anyway, let's go to the actual state itself. There's nothing really much that I want to say about the actual state, right? What I wanted to do is get to these names of cities and the counties that they're in, because there's some interesting stuff here. Now, Toledo, which is linked to Elvis, and a guy had put a comment about it sounding like, this was on JL's channel, about it sounding like torpedo. So I thought that was interesting, with the idea of torpedoing maybe a dam. And look what county it's in, Lucas County. If you remember my table that I created, the Cross of Lorraine table, and look, just interestingly, we've also got a city with a county called Lorraine down here as well. This is, I mean, these names here are just absolutely, it's just very, very interesting. Lots of significant names, I guess, is the way you'd look at it. But yeah, that set of numbers is basically, and the 213 is the start of the Lucas numbers. So references to Toledo is almost a direct reference to 213, just because of those numbers, that set of numbers called Lucas numbers. Now, Cincinnati. Okay, so with the what's going on tonight on the TV with the Bengals, of course, Sin, yeah, like Sin City, like Cincinnati is kind of like Sin City. It's kind of like Vegas, which is Sin City. So the double sin here, Cincinnati. But that's just super interesting. Cleveland, of course. The cleaving of land. I don't know. The place where you're coming from is where the land cleaves. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. You've got Eve in there, and I don't know how to truly explain that. But we might be seeing the cleaving of land here shortly. But just look at the name here. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Kaya Hog. I don't know how you say that. Cuyahoga. Cuyahoga. Anyway, whatever you say it. This reminded me of a video. I thank you to. Now I'm having a mental block here as well. It was. I can't remember the person's name. I can't remember the person's name, but anyway, somebody left me a comment and said, I've checked out one of your old videos, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go check out a couple of my old videos, and I happened to get onto, bear with me here, so remember this name, I happened to get onto a video, which was this video here, this Family Guy video, right? I'll come back to that scene in here in just a second. But they are, well, actually, it's down here. Quahog, I guess that's how you say that. The fictional place where Family Guy is set. I just thought that was interesting, especially with all the references we've had to pigs coming up. But Quahog, I just thought it was interesting when you look at. That's the wrong one. When you look at, we'll be all over the place here, Dan. There's Quahog. That's the name of the place. I just thought this was interesting. just look at the similarity. I know some people will be looking at me like you're seeing stuff, Dan, but I mean, I just think that's interesting. Interestingly enough, that's in Rhode Island, yeah? Rhode Island would be the red island, if that makes sense. Road being red and island being island. And where's the red island again? The red island, yeah? So it's just interesting. There's almost like two subtle little references there in Family Guy, because I'll tell you what's interesting about this Family Guy. I went back and watched it again, and I'm like, wow, it's just amazing how much stuff I missed in this video. Now, some of the stuff I know I've missed after I've done the video, and some of the stuff in here I don't know I've missed, like a lot of my earlier stuff, because I just didn't have the jigsaw pieces, to put it all together at this point in time. So, like here, I think I referred to this as the skull and bones here, but now this has a lot more significance, yeah, because skull and bones are 322. That number we're a day off of, or 2 days off of, somewhere around that, off of Valentine's Day. So this heart makes a lot more sense here now, for referencing a time of year, at a date of a certain day of the year. Valentine's Day here, very interesting. What else do I want to say? We've got the 7-Eleven and we've got the Hoover symbol here, the ground zero symbol, which I'll go into. And there was some other bits here in this whole thing, like this portion here. I didn't, whether or not, this is, again, he's about to smash this bell here. The bell, this what I called a gong, I think, in my other video. This bell is the fiction, yeah. It's the womb, yeah. And there's a long dangly thing inside of there that's pinging about off the edges in there. But this is, if you get what I'm if you can understand what I'm saying, it's trapped inside there, the ringer. You're inside you are the ringer. You're bit and run through the ringer. And I mean, there's just so many different ways of looking at it. But this is the shape of the womb again. This is the bell. Look, we've got the 4 pillars here. We've got the shape. We've got if you look at it face on, you've got the way the end of this building's turned up. You've got the symbol of pi right here. This thing's about to get broken. There's a reference to the dam, the control system breaking there. We're Vegas again, and there's a ton of stuff all the way through this. Was there anything else in here that I wanted to really kind of, I think I cover most of it fairly reasonably in the old video, but of course there's just bits that you're like, wow, now, I know exactly what that means now. We've got even on the earring here, we've got a little something that almost looks like a pyramid with a, and I'm referring to the red star here throughout the video as, I don't really know what I'm referring to it as, but it's it's the blood moon again. It's coming back, man coming back into balance with the fiction. And there's a ton of other stuff. But there was there was one other thing, that stood out to me. I think I made everything else pretty much clear, but there was another. Let's get to it. The amount of Who references in here is just unbelievable. The shirts at the end. This guy's got the 23 on. Peter's got the 10 on. The Rock as well. Peter is the Rock. Yeah, so I mean, just a lot of little. But after I did that speed video the other day about the 0 that was between the 2 and the 3, and that 0 becoming the 1. Now this makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? This, there's the 1 and this is the 0. This is the same as the Hoover Dam symbol. This is the let me get it up in just a second. But this is the 1 and the 0. Completion of a cycle. The 1 is outside of the 0 here. Okay, so the 1, the 1 has come from the 0, and we've got the reference here. So we've got the 213 right here. But I wouldn't have picked up on that before. Because I said the other day, didn't I, on that last video, I said there'd probably be a little reference, some kind of news story to the man dying, the man dying. And what I want to say is that the start of that voyage is, so the 11 is the man dying, yeah? What we see in 9/11. That's the start of the Odyssey. That's actually when you're birthed into the physical world, and you're essentially, you go straight into the Matrix. Yeah, a birth certificate is created. All the fictional personal type stuff with the legal systems created, and so now you're in the control system straight away as soon as you're born. So that's essentially also the death date. So the 11 at the start of the Odyssey, or the voyage, should I say, is that death date, the day that you die, basically. So this was interesting, this story. This was in Phoenix, Arizona. Straight away we've got some references back to that area of the world with the Hoover Dam and the Phoenix and the rebirth and all this stuff, from the flames, yada yada yada. 9 police officers wounded. Okay, so we've got our 9. Okay, we've got the woman, so this would be the mother and the father of the standoff end up dying. So we have the 2 towers there dying, coming down. So we have the feminine and the masculine, the metaphysical and the physical side of reality crumbling. And what is born is the baby that is left on the doorstep. If you don't know the story, police go to a disturbance, and one policeman gets shot, I think, originally, and then a guy comes out of the house and puts a baby on the doorstep and then is arrested by police. Well, in the meantime, the police go to get the baby, and I guess a whole bunch more police get shot. Nobody gets killed on the police, but a whole bunch more get shot. And so you end up with these figures: the 9 getting shot, the mother that's already in the house with the father that's the shooter. And this is what happens, isn't it? It's the physical man that basically kills the divine feminine. Yeah, and what we're left with is a Odysseus, who is an orphan, essentially. I don't think Odysseus is an orphan, but actually, I take that back, because the whole story of Odysseus is based around the conjunction again, and Zeus coming back to the father, and Zeus was an orphan as well. So yeah, I mean, just go around in circles with this stuff. So okay, we got the 54 reference, but this is what got me: 54th Avenue between Lower Buckeye and Broadway roads. I mean, already I'm like, 2 very significant names popping up there. We've got Andy Williams, Sergeant Andy Williams. I'm trying to think if Andy Williams was Andy Williams something to do with Vegas? He wasn't part of the. Was he part of the Rat Pack? I don't know what. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I probably could go look that up and figure that out. But you know, if you read the story, you know, so we've got the baby, the birth of the baby, and actually it fits in very nicely with how the whole kind of how the start of the void the Odyssey starts, in terms of, you know, man's voyage through this realm, if you like. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say about it, but you know, this was the kind of thing I was expecting to see, or something like that. I was actually expecting more like just a you know, just a random something to happen with a name that just happened to have the man, you know, man in it, or Christ, some kind of form of Christ, or Jesus somebody, or you know what I mean, or reference to the cross or something with the name. But this is a pretty good it's pretty good here. I mean, the father, 36-year-old Morris Jones. I mean, we've got the one, so that makes the baby a Jones. So that makes the baby the one. You know, I anyway, enough said about that. I thought that was interesting. Let's just do the Bengals real quick. So Cincinnati, we already talked about that. Look at the day that the club's established. It's May the 23rd. That's again in that chart of Lorraine. That's numbers of. This is May would be a fictional month. It's number 5. In the chart, this is a 1423. The number of man again is, if you drop down on that row that is the number of man, it's 6, 8, 18, 23, 33. We have a significant sort of date here, a balance date, and a reference to, again, a reference to the 213 coming up today. What else? What else do I want to say about this? Oh, the first season that they did was, I think this is 67, but the first season that they're in or accepted into the NFL is 68. Again, Space Odyssey year, Twin Towers year. Just interesting. So that's the Bengals covered for now. I might have some more stuff later on in some other videos on that, but if I get to do any more videos, who knows. Again, with that flipping back to that Family Guy, I was like, flip back and just look at these numbers again. We got the 1, 2, 3 in this Maroon 5 What Lovers Do, because this is absolutely loaded, I believe. And I've broke this down before, found some interesting stuff, but there's a lot more interesting stuff in here. We've got this 1, 2, 3 here, with all these numbers on their shirts. So again, super interesting. And he does the 125 leap as well, which of course would take us up to, and of course look at all the army tanks and everything around here, you know. But what did I want to say? Yeah, he did the one. When I mentioned this video before, somewhere right here, he does the, you know, nah here, like it's dismissing the 9/11 stuff now, and we're onto a new one. See if I can find it. I can't really. Where's that leap? Anyway, he does the 125 leap. I don't know if I mentioned that before recently. Here it is. And so if we added another 25 days onto 213, we get to the 10th of March. So a 3-1 number. Again, interesting. But I just want to go back to that and say, you know, look, it's in this video again. You know, I mean, the 1, 2, 3, the 213 is in there. We got Hamilton. Oh, and Hamilton, I was going to tell you this on the $5 bill. Am I thinking it right? No, he's on the $10 bill. Where are we at? Here we are. Here's the $10 bill. Let me just double check. Yeah, Hamilton. $10 bill. We've got the Statue of Liberty torch here. Yeah. And again, you know, the Statue of Liberty torch, the Space Needle. 10 is a good reference to the Space Needle because it's a 1 with a 0 around the top of it. Yeah. So JL people. Hamilton. But also on the back of this, if you fold this in that arrowhead fold, like the 9/11, the $20 bill fold for 9/11, and I actually, on one of my videos, on that other video, I do a $1 bill folded that way as well. So basically what you do is you crease it straight down the middle here, and then you bring this one end, this middle portion here, around to this middle portion here, and you can just fold the excess down into a triangle. But what you end up with is, again, it looks like water coming over a wall. So again, it's interesting. Now that's something that somebody else has found. I didn't come up with that, but I've seen people do that fold before, whereas I haven't seen any $1 bill folds at all, other than mine. Whether or not that, I'm sure it probably exists out there, but I haven't come across it. So anyway, what else do I want to say? We've done that. We've kind of covered these names. I just thought I was interested with the Family Guy and the Columbus again with the column. Yeah, Franklin with the $100 bill now. And remember that we did with the $100 bill. Where was the $100? The $100 bill. Remember the code that was in the clock with the different $100 bills. Independence Hall, Independence Day, 100. The completion of the 25, 25, 25, and 25. So, I don't know what else to say. I think I've pretty much covered everything. It's probably way too long, that video. But I just thought it was interesting with the, you know, we're back to Phoenix, you know, and here's the side of the canyon here, and the water's flowing over the top. This is empty now, and the sun is risen, yeah, because the wall's gone. You know, I mean, I don't know which way you want to look at it. What have I forgotten? There was something about, oh, they got Springfield, so we've got the Simpsons here. That's not the, yeah. Is it the right Simpsons? It's not the right Simpsons, Springfield, but again, reference to Clark County, the same as Vegas is in Clark County. You know, I don't know. I could probably go through these and do a lot more with them. I just thought this Toledo with Lucas was super interesting. And this with the Family Guy name was interesting. And of course, you know, Hamilton here with Cincinnati, and it's all pretty interesting, you know, and Lorraine down here. You know, I just was thinking in the back of my mind then for a second, and where I was just wondering where that Silver Bridge collapse was. That would be interesting to look that back up. I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe I could put that in now. Hang on. Let's see. Look at this. Ohio River. This is interesting. This is a bridge that fell down. I don't know when it fell down. What year? December 15th. Oh, 1967. 1967. And of course, 67, well, 76 coincides with the 9th point on the Lucas numbers. Anyway, look at this bridge. Man, that thing looks like the Golden Gate, doesn't it? a mini Golden Gate suspension bridge there that collapses in Ohio back in whatever year that was, back in '76. So not the Golden Gate, but the Silver Bridge. So this is interesting, you know, just something that was in the back of my mind now. Anyway, but yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? This flag is very, very interesting. I think I've heard people calling it like the snakehead flag as well, which is kind of interesting a little bit. But that's basically all I wanted to do for this video. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and well, we'll see what today brings. It might be interesting, I don't know. Anyway, alright, see you next one. Cheers, God bless, bye.